2 is getting underway here at the Catalan Grand Prix. Let's take a look at the starting grid then. Sergio Garcia on pole position. Alongside him is Fermin Aldeguer and Justino Vietti. Eric Canet in row 2 with Albert Arenas and Daniel Munoz. Row 3, Alonso Lopez, Joe Roberts and Manuel Gonzalez. Row 4, Ayagura, Jake Dixon and Senna Igus. Row 5 sees Izan Guevara alongside Tony Arbolino, and then it's Zonta van der Gerberg. Row 6 sees alongside Somkat Chancha, Philip Salek and Darren Binder. Row 7 sees Marcos Ramirez, Matteo Passini alongside Jorge Navarro. Row 8, Jeremy Alcoba, Dennis Foggia alongside Diego Monrella. Row 9 sees Amun Sasaki alongside Dennis Onju and Mario Argi. Row 10, Juan Masia, Javier Cardenas and Barry Boltus. Row 11, Alice Escray and Javier Arteaga to take us to 32 in this field for today's race. Away we go then on the parade lap, and it's going to be a wild, wild ride. It always is in this championship. Never ever knowing what we are going to see next, what we're going to experience next. And that's the great thing about this championship as well. Let's check in what the guys think at TNT Sports.
I think in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, hearing the comments from Jake Dixon, it sounds like front tyre consumption is as big a concern as rear, and he said not the fastest rider today will win, perhaps the smartest, so it will be a case of managing it. It may be attritional. We've seen a lot of crashes yesterday in the MotoGP sprint. Moto 3, not too many crashes today, but Moto 3, not too many crashes. Moto 2, it is a potential for that slightly attritional race.
Yeah, and when he says the fastest, he means fastest on a one-out lap, because it will be the person who manages that gap from flag dropping to the flag being shown at the end of the race who will take victory. And he can't go hell for leather. You have to dose it out. We're going to see there will be a point in this race where the tyres will drop.
Yeah, and speaking of tyres, it is unanimous in terms of rear. Everyone opted for the SC0, the softest Moto2 tyre available this weekend, which actually surprises me a little bit. But the front end, a complete mixed bag. The front row are all on the soft front, the second row are all on the harder front, wow, and then a little bit of a mix on row 3. So yeah, it seems quite an even split between soft and hard front tyres here today in Moto2, which, yeah, obviously given the comments from the riders, you'd have thought everyone may opt for the harder option front tyre, but not to be today.
Oscar Oscuro 1 and 2 on the grid with Garcia and Aldeguer. Don't forget you got Ayagura. This time for Ayagura, after 3 races, charging from 17th on the grid to 7th, 6th and 2nd in the race, starts 10th. So Agura, I'm not going to count him out of this one today.
No, do not count anybody out. That's what we're going to have in this one. It really is becoming almost fine time situations as we get ready for this race to start. Tensions rising here in Moto 2. Well, the French Grand Prix didn't necessarily deliver an exciting race. Are things going to be different in Moto 2's Catalan Grand Prix? 21 laps, 97.797 kilometres to come. Pole position down to turn 1, 8 right-hand corners, 6 on the left. Eyes to the lights. Moto 2 is under starter's orders. Lights out, we're racing, and it's a good start down to turn 1 as well. Great launch actually for Fermin Aldeguer. He's going to go off the track. Few more, keep pushing them onto the grass as well. Not the way you want to go down towards that first corner, I'm afraid. And it's going to be the 75 who sends it up the inside of Albert Arenas. He's going to try and have the lead. Sergio Garcia, crashed already. 2 down. It's Izan Guevara and Amun Sasaki who are off at the first corner. Didn't even get down to the first braking zone. So Somkat Chancha and Izan Guevara out of the race. Guevara out is big. He's been having a great start to this campaign so far. Chancha, disappointing to see him down on the deck already. Another one! Huge accident further back at the top of hill turn 4. Who was that? I think it's Sasaki. Amun Sasaki is out of the race. Now, are we going to see a red flag? That's a big one. Sasaki is getting up and walking away. He's okay. Bike looks to be absolutely destroyed. Now, is that going to be a red flag to proceedings? shouldn't be at the moment. They're all just keeping it together, but it's involving Chantra and Guevara is under investigation as well by the stewards, so kind of knew that one was coming actually from what we saw of it a few moments ago. So really is having a few bit of battle procedures and scars out there, aren't they, at the moment? Garcia leads this race. Albert Arenas is second. Fermin Artigas is third. Ayagua fourth. Justina Vietti in fifth position. Sixth for Lopez. Munoz seventh. Canet eighth. Gonzalez and Joe Roberts down in 10th position. Not exactly the French Grand Prix situation for him, was it, when he was second? Over the line and down towards turn one once more. Moving left and right once again. Fermin Artigas goes up the inside, gets ahead of Albert Arenas. Meantime, further back, Vietti and Aguirre go side by side. Vietti slips through ahead of Aguirre, who is up 5 places now. Marcos Ramirez up 6 places, same as Dennis Onchu actually. Onchu up 6 from the back. Ramirez now at 5, so it's Dennis Onchu who's made the best start and kept that start up 6 places. So at least there's something still going on as they come into turn 4. Very wide there from Justina Vietti. Here's the race start. Michael Laverty, talk us through it.
What's Aguirre on the red bike there on the right-hand side? Look how everyone else moves to their right-hand side of the track, and Aguirre just stays there. He does his own line, and that means he can just have it down into turn 1.
Perfect jump. He's on the right part of the racetrack for breaking into there. You see Arenas ultra aggressive, and behind Aaron Canet was really deep as well before the contact.
But if you saw that, it was Joe Roberts there. You see, he had to take evasive action from Danny Munoz in front of him, and he rides into the side of Guevara, who then takes out Chantra, and they are looking at that one, so we'll keep an eye on it. As
Garcia under attack from Fermin Artigas as well, coming into turn 10. Once again, trying to find the best opportunity to overtake. Oh, yellow flag's out. Someone's off further back as well. Who's dropping down the timing sheets? No one's telling us. Okay. Let's have a look at the race control monitor. Diego Monrella and Daniel Munoz. So Monrella and Munoz are out of the race. Disappointment for Munoz after his great run at the French Grand Prix. There they go, tumbling down the order. Both at turn 10. And now Fermin Artigas has the lead of the race. Garcia trying to fight back up the inside line. It's a 1:42.688. Fermin Artigas takes the lead. Garcia swaps it back down to the inside turn 1. Artigas trying to go left and right through turn 2 and 3. Hasn't worked out. Garcia keeps the lead of the race. Yellow flag's clear in sector 4, so we are back to green flag running. No need for anyone to have a panic attack as they come under the brakes again into Repsol. 3/10 advantage to Albert Arenas as well, just behind. Sergio Garcia then has command of this race, and that's what we wanted to see as well, just keeping those advantages at bay. What an amazing little run around these guys are having out here as well. It's not been the normal Moto2 race that we were all expecting. It's actually coming alive ever so slightly as well. That's what we like to see. Artigas closing in on the back of Garcia. Getting very close to comfort actually as well in the braking zone. On the inside, that's going to be late for Fermin Artigas. Garcia's going to hold it around the outside, turn 10, can't work out. Fermin Artigas takes the lead of the race. The gap now, these two are battling 1-2 in the championship, remember as well. Garcia on 109 points, Fermin Artigas 88. He's level with Joe Roberts. Ayagua is on 73. He's 36 points back at the moment in the standings. Not the best run around, unfortunately, for him. Still needs to find the right system and the right play-by-play, but it's going well. As we come down once again, Garcia pulls to the outside line. Artigas just holds that inside line, late to the brakes, then wheel to wheel, and then Aguirre is twitching under braking. Garcia gets nervous, runs in 2D through 1. Fermin Artigas takes the lead of the race, and now it just begins to settle down.
Didn't leave him a lot of room to stay on the tarmac and actually keep the brake on, so he had to go onto the curbs on those serrations and still stop the bike. He was, what, a metre offline, so he still done well to pull it down, but he'll maybe get that one repaid. Alonso Lopez on Celestino Vietti. Not an easy one to pull off into turn 4.
No, but Lopez has done it. Another one who loves an aggressive pass, but this is a great start to the race for Boskos Guru, as Ayagura also sat in there just behind Vietti now, with Aaron Canet just keeping track. Behind them, I've got to point out Senna Aegis. You can just see him off the back of the picture there on the Husqvarna. Jake Dixon behind him, and the WP runners, Tugin Vietti, Aegis, Dixon. It's the best we've seen from them so far this year.
Taking some steps forward with the suspension. Oh, Senna just right at the edge of the curve, but he's took a lot of confidence this weekend. We're first time we're really seeing him get into the mix with the front group, and hopefully he can get across to Vietti.
Well, Agura's got through on Vietti to make that job that little bit easier, so Agura up into 5th place.
Fernandez has crashed out. Fernandez is out. Gonzalez. It's Gonzalez. Manuel Gonzalez has crashed out of the race. So, rider okay, we're being told on the monitors, but he has swapped over in, well, turn 10. There he is. Oh, that Grassini's got a smashed front, so he's going to come back in and then go back into the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, Gonzalez has rejoined the race now. Senna Igas, Dennis Onchu, Juan Masia as well, all getting issues. Whoa! Who's that tumbling down? A couple of positions there as well. Was that was the 13? That was Justina Vietti. Vietti going way wide at turn 1. FIM MotoGP stewards, no further action taken after a reviewing incident involving the 35 of Chantra, the 28 of Guevara, and the 16 of Roberts. So no further action from the MotoGP stewards on that one. That's good news to know, I suppose.
Joe Roberts didn't want to take down the 2 riders on his outside, but the contact with Guevara took both he and Somkat in the gravel.
Yeah, you can see Roberts, he's in behind Dixon at the moment. They've just dropped back ever so slightly now from Senna Aegis, but what we have to say is Jeremy tends to be quite good at knowing what his pace is and just sticking to that.
Yeah, he's been really good this year managing, especially front tyre consumption. So the pace at the front could be a little bit too fast.
Here comes Alonso Lopez, a little bit hard and went through on Albert Arenas, went far too deep, a little bit wide in the corner, and has to give the position up. But Lopez desperate to get through. It looks like the 2 speed-up riders in Aldeguer and Lopez are just going to push on in these early stages. Garcia looked like he might have gone on the green paint there to set up the run onto the straight on this lap.
Yeah, I think he got a little wide on the exit of 13. It does seem like the speed from Aldeguer is making Sergio have to respond, but I'm concerned of how hard Aldeguer is pushing at this stage. Although, watching his riding style, it does remind me a little bit of Toprak Razgatlioglu, and he actually performed a miracle to win here earlier in the season in World Superbike, so I wouldn't rule him out yet.
Second lap in a row, Aaron Canet goes really deep in turn 1 and then has to recover as he dropped it into turn 2. Canet trying to find a way through on Celestino Vietti, not able to do so yet. Agura want to look at Albert Arenas. Lopez has got through on him. Here is Ayagura on board, looking at the rider he battled, of course, for the Moto3 World Championship. And is he going to pass him?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really tough pass, that one from Agura, but makes it stick.
Yeah, makes it nice and clean. So now the other 2 Boskos Guru chassis going to work to chase what is 4 Boskos Guru chassis at the top of the timesheet. It is an impressive time for Luca Boskos Guru and his engineering company.
It's worked, hasn't it? The Italian frame with the Italian tyres, the marriage made in heaven at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Boskos Gurus. It's Aldeguer from Garcia, speed-up team to MT Helmets team. Then in 3rd, you've got Alonso Lopez, 4th.
Tony Alberino has been given a long lap penalty for a shortcut at turn 2. And Barry Bolters will track limits warning now. So yeah, Tony Alberino, a long lap penalty due to shortcut at turn 2. That's the information I've got up here from the stewards. Fabian Aldeguer leads then, lap 6 of 21. Again, now it's quietening down into the normal Moto2 style of racing that we're used to here at Catalunya. Don't underestimate it. Do not think that, oh, well, this is going to be to and fro. It's going to come to us once again, and that, rejoining the race, is Manuel Gonzalez. So Gonzalez has rejoined the pit lane, rejoined the race from the pit lane. Interesting one as well, as it comes into it. 15 laps to go then, and the race just beginning to build up. battling still between Aguirre and Garcia. You can see in the standings, half a second between them as Vietti gets past by Arenas and swaps back on the inside line. A fine move.
Down, but yeah, not only do you watch the lap time, but you feel it yourself. You know if you're taking liberties on the front end, you're overworking the front tyre on braking, or the same when you're on the throttle, you're really making it dig to help turn and accelerate off the corner. You know you're using it. So yeah, it is a lot in personal preference and how you approach the race. For me, Aldeguer seems confident that he can maintain this pace for at least enough time to get a comfortable gap at the front, but Garcia is able to match him.
Yeah, on that last lap, Garcia was ever so slightly quicker. So this is going to be an interesting one as this race develops. Remember, it's the front tyre in particular we think might be a struggle, but the rear, you're going to have to keep that in check as well. You're going to have to really be gentle.
Oh, Canet!
Leg off the bike. We see him do that a lot on
Sent
this
out the
occasion because
inside,
he's in a
nicely.
tussle with Vietti, but he looks to have got through.
Yeah, he was. I think he was actually saying sorry slightly because that was a close one as he levered him aside on the direction change in through the kink at 11.
Sorry, but I'm coming through anyway. Won't be giving that place up as he crosses the line. He's up to 6th now, ahead of Vietti. And Senna Aegis having a fantastic ride. I remind you, did win the European Championship last year. He knows this track, knows it on a Moto2 bike.
Yeah, lives nearby in Andorra, so does put in a lot of time on all the practice tracks in Spain. This being one of the most well-used practice track for 600s and thousands to come on those practice bikes. But yeah, Senna's got Leon Camir in his corner this weekend. He is personal manager and been out trackside spotting and videoing, and said they're definitely finding some real forward progress inside the Intact GP guards this weekend.
18 years of age, just a Senna Aegis, so that is so encouraging to see him there in 8th. Jake Dixon has actually closed in on the back of him. You can just see Dixon was the quickest rider of that group there of Aegis, Vietti and Canet. So again, we talk about management here. However much Aldeguer is leading by 0.7 of a second over Garcia, you just feel this race is not run. It's not decided. We're not going to learn. What do you reckon? 3-4 laps to the end?
Yeah, perhaps. Usually you get 5 good laps, let's say, with Pirellis. Then you get a slight drop. Then they maintain quite a way until you use up all the compound. Once the soft rubber is gone, then it gets pretty scary around here. So I think, yeah, maybe 5 laps to go, you might see a little bit of a tipping point.
And keep an eye on as well on the front tyre. Probably start seeing markings as well on the right-hand edge in particular. There is Jake Dixon. He definitely is eating up the ground now to the riders in front of him. That little group of Canet, Vietti and Aegis. So out of the final corner we go. 13 laps remaining. And Fermin Aldeguer leading by a second on this occasion from Sergio Garcia. 43.4 from Aldeguer, 43.7 from Garcia, and 43.6 from Lopez. And then it's 44s behind Aguirre for Arenas, Canet, Vietti, Aegis, Dixon, Roberts, all 44 zeros.
So I think that's a manageable pace. We were seeing a lot of runs into the mid to high 42, so I think they've pulled it back a little bit, half a second to 3/4 of a second. You would imagine that is a little bit of a tire consumption concern. That could be a pace to maintain all the way to the end for Aldeguer, 43.4.
This one is not going to be decided until the latter stages and see who's got what in that occasion. So it gives a good chance to look a little bit further back. There's Aegis on the Husqvarna, number 81 behind Chele Vietti on the number 13 Red Bull KTM IO bike, but definitely signs of encouragement from the WP suspension shod bikes.
Yeah, all 3 WP shod together from the 3 different teams that are using that material this season. So good signs for Vietti, for Jake and Senna Aegis, and yeah, we want to see them back in the mix. And obviously Kalex as well need to respond to the dominance that we're seeing this season from the Boscos Guru chassis. So there's work to be done.
And the only Kalex in that top 5, Albert Arenas, is labouring. He's half a second slower than Aguirre on that last lap, and he is dropping back towards Canet quite quickly. So you expect Canet to get to Arenas pretty soon. Garcia has just found 0.3 of a second in one sector. Not quite sure what's happened there. Another long lap penalty for Denis Onchu. That was close to the edge of the racetrack from Aldeguer. He's pushing, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he's. I think he maybe had a slight moment on that lap, 44.0, whereas a 43.7 for Garcia. Sector 3, perhaps an issue up the hill.
And Agura in turn a tenth quicker than Lopez behind, but their pace is about, well, it's just a bit similar to Garcia, isn't it? On board with Agura, looking at Alonso Lopez. See that little twitch from the bike? It's what you don't want to see, isn't it, really?
Wheel spin off of turn 3 there for Alonso Lopez. Again, another bit you have to control, so he's spinning. And again, turning at 4.
Smoking, you could see it smoking through all the way through on the exit through 4. Like a power slide from Alonso Lopez.
Long way to go in this race with 11.5 laps remaining to be really lighting up the rear at this stage. So yeah, he's either ultra confident or a little bit daft. So yeah, we'll find out as the race progresses.
Yeah, we won't pass judgment until we see what actually happens. Look at this, Aldeguer is definitely, to my mind, coming back there again. It looked a little bit wide again from Aldeguer through turn 9, very wide. That's 2 in a row. Is that his front tyre going already?
Yeah, possibly. That was where we suspected Aldeguer lost the time on the previous lap around, and yeah, similar from Alonso Lopez. So
yeah, Aldeguer and Lopez both having problems with that front end of the tyre as well. He's smoking away, and the rear is stepping out. He's doing it and coming through turn 12 as well. So problems already, and now they're lifting on that front tyre, trying to use it as little as possible. He's gone so wide off the racing line, coming out of 13 and 14, and the race leader has now been given a track limits warning. So those tyres are starting to come off, and that's put Lopez in a problem. So drama for the 2 leaders as we come through now, and Ayagura pulls round the outside line to take 3rd position away from Lopez, and he's going to slam on the brakes down to turn 1, and it's a move that is absolutely awesome. It was planned and it was executed to perfection. And now Fabien Aldeguer has a 7th advantage to Sergio Garcia. Ayagura has now got a total of 2 seconds to try and catch up to his teammate at the front of the field. Bad track limits warning for Joe Roberts. That just came on there as well. There's so many. In fact, I think, where are we? Here we go. So, where are we now with Joe Roberts? Here we go, track limits warning. So, it's track limits warning. You ready for this? Long lap penalty for Dennis Onchi due to exceeding track limits. Tony Alberino's long lap penalty. Daniel Munoz rejoined the race, got a track limits warning. So is Alex Esgray, Fabien Aldeguer, Joe Roberts now with a long lap penalty as well. Changing so dramatically. The race control messages, honestly, they're almost off the page with how off they are. It's unbelievable. We get the race's messages sent to appear. And it's just like, whoosh, off the pages. It's different from Moto 3 than it is in MotoGP. It doesn't work in MotoGP, it does work in Moto 3 and Moto 2. They haven't changed the systems yet. Shh. They come through. Fabien Aldeguer then, 1:43.459 lap 8. And then Garcia, 43.7 lap 9, 43.8 lap 10. Faster both times around than what Aldeguer did. So it's only a matter of it's when, not if really, as well as Garcia. Oh, hang on a minute. Long lap penalty for Dennis Onchu due to incorrect long lap excursion. So Onchu had that penalty earlier, now gets another one.
Once from Aldeguer, 44.1, 44.0 for Garcia, and then 43.8 for Ayagura behind.
Yeah, fastest rider on circuit is Agura. Arenas is into the 45s as you predicted. So there he is on the number 75. Senna A just gets through up into 7th place. This is the best we've seen from the Aussie, definitely. And Albert Arenas is dropping. There's someone who hasn't managed the tyres at all. And it's one of Albert's Achilles heels. Fantastic motorcycle racer, Moto 3 world champion. But how many times has he been qualified superbly and drops like a stone?
Yeah, he's figured out qualifying, can really find a marker in the dying moments of Q2, gets it up onto the first couple of rows of the grid, but he struggles to manage his pace over the entire race. So yeah, he's going to get, I think, overtaken by Jake before too long, and this group need to work to hang on to Aaron Canet.
9.5 laps remaining in this race. Top left, you can see the leaders from the helicopter. That's Aldeguer leading through Garcia. This is the battle for, well, 6th place between Vietti and Aegis. You can see the warning triangles on the left-hand side of the tower. Aldeguer, Aegis, Roberts, Van der Gerben, all of them have track limits warnings hanging over them. And that's a worry for Aldeguer in particular, who, as we've seen, is just struggling to finish off some of the corners. And you clip green paint and suddenly it's a long lap loop time.
Yeah, Moto 3's difficult, Moto 2 less so, but there's still points in the racetrack, especially turn 9 or out of the final corner. Even over the crest of the hill there, you see how easy it is just to drop a wheel off the outside curve. We've seen Sergio Garcia at this point in the track, so there's a lot of points in this racetrack, even the direction change up the hill at turn 8. So yeah, it will be something that makes Aldeguer a little bit more cautious as the race progresses.
Jake Dixon about to pick off his former teammate Albert Arenas down towards turn 1 and eases past him. No dramas getting through on this occasion, so Dixon up into 8th. And for Dixon, really, I think it's just a case of finishing, isn't it? Bringing it home, which he hasn't been able to do so far this season.
Exactly. Get some points on the board, then move on to Mugello next week. This is a track that Jake has always been quick at, really fast here last year, taking the victory, and it's frustrating for him because he started free practice 1 leading the way, then seemed to be better in the cool conditions, fast yesterday morning, didn't quite get it together in qualifying, but having a good solid race and up into 8th place as we speak.
Ooh, look at the band on the front right of Sergio Garcia's tyre. Did you see that?
I missed it. So
keep an eye on that one. I think that's one to keep definitely keep a close look at, because it was definitely a big mark.
It's early in the race to have a banded front tyre, so if he has still got 8 and a bit laps to go and you can't lean on the front tyre on those last 3 right-handers, the same at turn 1, turn 3, turn 4. Yeah, it's a tough racetrack on the right side of the tyre.
Beautiful shots through turn 10. Can we see it though? We won't see it from this angle with the sun on it.
Someone's down, Vietti! Vietti's crashed! Oh, Cestino Vietti at turn 10 drops it on the deck as well. So, I haven't got my stopwatch. There you go. So, turns it on the inside line. Oh, and the front tips away at turn 10. It's an downhill, braking zone, into a left-hander, and it's easy to go down. I think he's going to try and rejoin the race. He is! Oh, hang on, Garcia, track limits warning. Senna Igas, a long lap penalty due to exceeding the track limits. And Daniel Munoz again. I'm not saying a word. Vietti's rejoined the race. Well done, Vietti. Get back in it, see what points you can get, because at this rate, you might get some. Senna Igas exceeding the track limits, so another long lap, a penalty coming his way, as I just said to you. Really is an annoying one to come into it. Vietti has rejoined the race, so there's the official confirmation from the stewards. There's Fermin Aldeguer leading this race to Sergio Garcia. 2/10 of an advantage at the moment between them. 0.060 the gap at the moment. And they're just trying to play it for time as well. That's the thing. They don't want anything to happen. They don't want it to be too far out of position. If the 54 team can just push it through, they'll take it. They'll let it run. They'll let it go. And you can be fine. Yellow flags flying in sectors 2 and 3, by the way. Now, is that wide? Do we know that? Fermin Aldeguer has been given a long lap penalty! The race leader has been given a long lap penalty for exceeding track limits. I don't believe it. The race leader has been given a long lap penalty, and that long lap is down at turn... Where is it down at? Turn 1 and 2. Will he take it now? Straight away? I would. He does. That's wise for Fermin Aldeguer. Oh, it's crashed! Oh, no! I don't believe it! Coming down into the braking zone. He goes to turn it at the long lap loop, and the front goes away because there's no grip there. He's on the brakes. He turns in. No grip. And the front just slides down. The championship contender, the championship leader, the race leader is out to the Catalan Grand Prix. Sergio Garcia is going to take 51 points advantage to him. The championship lead is going to skyrocket Garcia's way. And it is a 1-2 for the Boscurus team. For the helm, for the MSI team. Unbelievable. Garcia ahead. Yellow flag sectors 1, 2 and 3. Aaron Canet's crashed too. Aaron Canet's gone down. What on earth has happened here? And Dennis Foggia's out. Foggia, Aguirre and Canet all down. Wow. I can't believe it. This race, what is going on?
Post it out well, but Garcia is only a second ahead of Aguirre now.
Yeah, I don't think Garcia is safe here because he's worked his front tyre hard. He's got the banding on it. He's not going to be able to lean on it. And Sergio Garcia is getting the number 54 out, so he now knows that Aldeguer is no longer a threat, but his teammate's the biggest threat on the grid today.
Yeah, they're all being told about Fermin Aldeguer that he's out of it now, but I think Garcia might need to be told, by the way, your teammate's charging here. The problem he has is the track limits. Jake Dixon was 7/10ths quicker than Alonso Lopez on that last lap, and he's actually, at the moment, I'm not going to, you know, he's riding with your head, and you have to.
He said it on the grid. It was going to be a big race in terms of the tyre consumption on the front end, and we've seen the moments, the banding on the tyre, and it looks like Aguirre is the one. 44.4 last time around. He's almost half a second faster than anyone else on track. And
he's 8/10ths quicker, crucially, than his teammate Garcia. We've still got 5.5 laps to go, Michael. Yeah. I mean, all bets are off about what's going to happen here.
Yeah, the gap he's got to the rest of the field, I think Aguirre's potentially got this under control today, but he could have front tyre woes as this race progresses yet, but it just looks like he's the smoother of the two.
So Sergio Garcia leading Aguirre. It was a 1-2 last time in Le Mans. And will it be another one again today? This is the battle for third now between Alonso Lopez
Roberts
and now
penalty.
Joe Roberts. That's devastating. Joe, who's also been managing it well, he's in 7th place in this race, and he's going to have to do a long lap penalty now.
Yeah, he will lose steers. Look at the back of the shot. You've got Marcos Ramirez and Jeremy Alcoba. He lose 2 places with this long lap penalty. His front tyre actually looks okay on the right side, not too badly worn. So, as you said, managing it quite well to this point.
Senna Aegis, who, having done his long lap, rejoined ahead of Roberts. So Aegis actually still could be in line for a top 5 here because, oh, I tell you what, Joe Roberts, that made me nervous there. These tyres, I mean, the pace now, Garcia was a 45.2 on the last lap, 45.0. 44.5 from Aguirre. He's the one with all the pace.
Yeah, managed it so well. Everyone else dropping. Alonso Lopez 46.1 last time around.
And Dixon's about to get past Lopez. He was 1.1 seconds quicker than Lopez on that last lap. So Jake Dixon could have judged this one to perfection. There is Roberts. He's going to go straight into the loop. Alcoba coming through. Where's Alcoba come from on the grid? Because he was down in 22nd, Jeremy Alcoba, and now he's up to 7th.
Jeremy's having a good season, showing a lot of pace inside the Master Camp garage, and what a race for him here. So he's coming forward, managing it really well today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Joe Roberts there rejoining in 9th. That's okay, isn't it? That's okay on a race like today. As we go to the front of the field now, Aguirre is on the back of Garcia. Garcia will know he's there, but I'm just not sure he's got what he needs underneath him to fight here.
No, and I'll waste no time. He's obviously done the work, got across to his teammate, and I think a run down to turn 1, he will make the move instantly and try and put some daylight between him and Sergio.
So while this battle goes on for the lead, there's a battle for third behind between Alonso Lopez and Jake Dixon. And surely, like Garcia in front, Lopez can't have much. He's done 3 146s in a row now, and Dixon must be very, very close to getting through. But this is the all-important battle for gold today between teammates, as Fermin Aldeguer knows he's thrown away possible 25 points. The youngster, the teenager, is going to lose massive ground to Garcia in the championship if things stay the same.
It was a 1-2 last time out for empty helmets, and odds on a 1-2 again today. I don't want to tempt fate with 4 laps remaining, but they are the class of the field right now. 2 quality riders, brand new team to Moto2.
And they're going to be racing together down towards turn number 1 as well, as Aguirre gets ahead of Sergio Garcia into the braking zone. 4 to go. We've got a race on our hands now then, exactly as we like to see it happening. Bit of a close battle. So Garcia's 20 points clear to Joe Roberts, 21 to Aguirre if Aguirre wins this race. But that's going to shift massively. It could be a race win, 25, 24 points ahead. So Roberts better get back up there. He's in 9th. His teammates ahead of him, Marcos Ramirez. They might just swap places to help the championship battle. If they hold that board out quick enough, that's the question as to why. Insane. A battle of skill here with 4 to go. Aguirre takes the lead of the Moto2 Catalan Grand Prix from Sergio Garcia. Bright blue sunshine above the sky here as well. This is what it's about, on a cloud in the sky, and teammates battling out together.
A horrible year last year, started with injury, made the switch out of the comfort blanket of Honda Team Asia, but it's paying off for him.
It really is, and an unsurprising chassis, or well, a surprising chassis switch for him, but unsurprising that he's as strong as he is. We knew he'd return to form once he got fully back to fitness, and it just seems like he's at one with the bike right now.
There is Dixon in third place, pulling away from Lopez, and there it was, Lopez through the kink of 1 and 2. Lopez tried to fight back at him, didn't he?
Typical Alonso. Yeah, look at Jake's front tyre as well. It's been worked quite hard. So, yeah, the right shoulder there, that banding, it just means that it's walking. When you're trying to make the bike turn, you have to be careful under brakes. And I think all these front tyres have been overworked today.
Apart from Ayagura, a 1:45.0 from him. That is a remarkable lap time. Only Jeremy Alcoba is the only rider who's able to match that kind of pace. He did on that previous lap. Garcia at 45.6, Dixon at 45.8, Lopez is in the 47s. There he is, sitting duck now, surely, for Arenas and Aegis. A chance there for Senna Aegis to get his best result in Grand Prix racing. He took a 9th place so far as his best, so this is... Well, he's got them sat there in front of him now.
Look at this spin from Alonso Lopez. He's just a sitting duck, as you called it, and straight through for Albert. So it will be a move from Senna on this lap. Oh,
yeah, but they're both doing the same. They're both doing the same. And Senna Aegis like, come on, lads, I'm much quicker here. I've had a long lap penalty. Can I come through? I won't want to battle with those two. And Johnny Alcoba's another hard charger. He got...
Alcoba's just gone right. OK, I'll go straight through as well. Dixon is up into 3rd place. Jake Dixon takes 3rd, and that's what we like to see. He's come out of nowhere once again. Jake Dixon started this race. I can't even tell you where Dixon started on the overall monitors here in the commentary box. I'm trying to have a look, see where he started. Jake Dixon started this race 11th. He's kept it quiet throughout the entire race. The 96 is now running in P3. Didn't even notice that. Where did that come from? Dixon 3rd, Arenas 4th, Lopez 5th, Senna Aegis 6th, Alcoba 7th, Ramirez 8th, Roberts 9th, Zonta van der Gerberg in 10th place as well. So they've changed over. All 3-1 coming into the braking zone. I think Dixon's got 2 seconds to Arenas. It's Arenas, Lopez, and Senna Aegis battling. Aegis and Alcoba, yeah, they're all slipping through on the inside line as well. So there's Arenas. There's Senna Aegis now pinned to 6th, now pinned to 5th position. Alcoba is in 6th, and Lopez is in 7th position as they come down towards turn 1 with 2 laps to go. A little bit of a slipstream change into the braking zone. Not too bad, but it's going to require a little bit of changes. So Alcoba passes Senna Aegis again, so that puts Aegis down to 6th, and Alcoba up into 5th position as we desperately try and work it out with the pictures breaking up here in the commentary box. The sound's okay, but the picture keeps flipping up everywhere as well. So whoop, that's how it goes. There's your leading group, though. Ayagura leads Sergio Garcia by a fraction of a mount with 2 to go. Surely this is going the way of Ayagura. I thought Sergio Garcia might take the win, to be fair, after the domination we saw in the first half of the race. But then Fermin Ayagura took over. Then after that, I thought for sure Sergio was going to have it, but he was losing pace, as Michael Laverty said. And now Ayagura's pulled out a 2-point. Zonta van der Gerberg's been given a track limits penalty as well. So that's changed over position for exceeding track limits. Doesn't tell me where. Barry Boltus, long lap penalty as well. Incorrect, long lap excursion. Munoz, double long lap penalty, but he's entered the pit lane and he's retired. So, Munoz in the pits. Yeah, Munoz in the pit lane and retired. So he's got a double long lap penalty, he's out too. Right, final lap then, the call. Ayagura on course to win here. Senna is having a go at Alcoba, coming out the last corner. He's right up with him in 2. Tony Arbolino overtaking under a yellow flag, has been ordered to drop 1 position. So, yeah, Tony Arbolino to drop 1 position, just overtaking under yellow flag. So that's giving it to Jorge Navarro. Battle for 4. Hang on. Yeah, he's changed it over. So Arbolino's passed Zonta van der Gerberg, who's already got a penalty. So, yeah, that changes over nicely as well. Such a confusing race, this one. There's Arbolino and Robert. Arbolino's passed Roberts. So if he's to drop a position, is that now 2 places he's got to drop or just 1? Stewart's not going to make that one quite easy on us, are they, to understand which is which across the board. Ayagoa, though, on course for victory in Moto2's Catalan Grand Prix, and it is about time he had a race win. Deserved it more. Started 10th. Lap 1, he ended 4th. Lap 2, dropped back to 6th. By lap 11, he was 3rd. Lap 15, he was in the lead. And by the end of the race, on lap 21, he leads into turn 10. The Japanese rider, who fought for a world championship a few years ago, lost out due to an accident, can now get off his Moto2 start in perfection. Ayagoa into 13, last corner at New Holland in 14. He's done it all right. He's done exactly what he needed to do. It's a surprise to many, but not for Ayagoa. The Japanese rider will take the checkered flag. Lucas Amori, the lucky fan for MotoGP, will wave the flag, and Ayagoa wins the Moto2 Catalan Grand Prix, and it's a 1-2 for the MT Helmets MSI squad. As Sergio Garcia finishes 2nd, and Jake Dixon finishes in 3rd. What a comeback for Jake Dixon. Yes, yes. A British podium. Jeremy Alcoba an amazing 4th. Senna Igas is 5th. Arborenas is in 6th position. And penalties coming through from the stewards. Barry Boltus, 6 seconds penalty, failing to comply with a double long lap penalty. Tony Arbolino, 1 position penalty for failing to drop a penalty. Zonta van der Gerberg, 3-second penalty, failing to comply. So the computers changed the results. So that's Lopez 7th, Roberts 8th, Arbolino 9th, Navarro 10th, Zonta van der Gerberg 11th, Philip Salak 12th, Macia 13th, Binder 14th, RG 15th, Cardlea 16th, Passini, Escray, Onju, Artegas, Boltus, Gonzalez. Out of the race was Vietti, Aldeguer, Canet, Munoz, Foggia and Monreal. Not even out on the first lap was Guevara, Chantra and Sasaki. And Marcos Ramirez has been disqualified from the race. Wow. Moto2 never fails to disappoint here for the Catalan Grand Prix. MotoGP's circus will move on, and Moto2 returns at the Italian Grand Prix in a week's time.